Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bent Business Marketing. As always, this is your host, Andy the Marketing Guy. Today we're going to be talking about what it really means to be a spy. 5 ways to perform competitive research. Stay tuned.
You're listening to the Bent Business Marketing Podcast, helping struggling entrepreneurs realize your business is bent, not broken. Let us help straighten things out.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Bent Business Radio. If you guys aren't familiar with Bent Business Radio, we like to double tap our existing content. So what I do is after I author a blog post on bentbusinessmarketing.com, a few days go by, I like to go ahead and throw it in an audio recording for you folks who like to listen on the go. So if you're familiar with my blog and you've probably read this post before, maybe it's great to listen and let it soak in a little bit through osmosis, and you can apply the knowledge all over again. But for you brand new listeners, that's how we roll. So without further ado, I'm going to delve right into it. Here we go. Sam Walton was well known for his covert shopping sprees to competitive businesses like Kmart and Price Club. Again, off the beaten path here. If you're not familiar with Sam Walton, he's the gentleman that started up Sam's Club and Walmart. Kind of perceived as a devilish character to small businesses across the nation, but you cannot deny his genius when it comes to actually building a business, building an empire and a dynasty. So again, we said he did a little bit of spy research on Kmart and Price Club. His missions revealed weaknesses in his competitors' armor, but also unveiled some strengths which he was able to copy and make better. My question to you is, are you ready to look and act like a spy? A few months ago, I wrote a blog post titled, How to Avoid Failure by Copying Success. In that post, I stated that very few entrepreneurs are able to formulate organic ideas that have never been done before. I received a few negative responses from local businesses after that article went to print here in the local paper, but despite ruffling some feathers, I still remain loyal to that statement. The one thing you have to understand is that copying your competition is not a bad thing. Now, I don't mean to say that you are completely incapable of coming up with ideas on your own, but having an eye for mimicking success only highlights the fact that you are smart. More time has been wasted trying to reinvent the wheel, and at the same time, we're wasting more revenue on lost causes and advertising that prove not to work. The key to avoiding failure by copying success is to convert your borrowed ideas into something way cooler, something that is in fact yours. A remix on an outdated product, a new system, a color scheme, or even advertising flops that didn't work, but you could reinvent a little bit better. I'm a huge fan of finding ads on the internet that I enjoy and feel will appeal to my customer, and then I simply give them a bent business makeover. I adjust the written message, adjust some of the images, and play with the layout. I don't cut and paste the ad, but I harness the structure that lured me in the first place. And again, I strive to make it better. That's the beauty of the internet, folks. While you can't legally copy someone's content, you can, and with no fear of the law, use their genius to jumpstart your own. Everyone reading this article is smart enough to understand the difference between plagiarism and inspiration. But back to acting like a spy. Here are 5 ways to perform competitive research. Number 1, in-store reconnaissance missions. This tactic is pretty easy to deploy, but you have to be strategic in your approach. Sam Walton would walk around Kmart with a tape recorder dictating prices and store layout. Not the most subtle approach, but he was able to see what was working, selling, and what items seemed to generate zero response from passing customers. I heard a story that he was busted once, recording to his little tape recorder, and had his tape confiscated. When he messaged the store owner to request the tape portion back that contained information not associated with the competitive store, he received his tape back a few days later, and it was jam-packed with all of the recorded content. The competition acknowledged his tenacity, and the owner, presumably a guerrilla businessman just like Sam, understood the necessity for competitive research and never deleted a single word of Sam's findings. That's pretty cool. Number 2, pretty much every business these days has a website. So if you are uncomfortable cruising around the aisles of your competitor's store, at least take a look around their website. Be sure to click on every page, read their About Us section thoroughly, and take notes on the selling points that they may use that you could be using in your own promotions. Also, be sure to write down anything you find that you don't like. After you're done, immediately visit your website and perform the same inspection. You might be surprised to see that the information found on your competitor's site, especially the negative stuff, can often be found on yours. In a day where web design is available from providers like GoDaddy, it doesn't require a trained eye to notice an abundance of similar sites. Heck, their site might even be a mirror image of yours, or vice versa. But since you've been a student of Bent Business Revolution here, you'll know exactly what steps to take in order to make your site look awesome and be more effective than the competition's. Number 3, Facebook. Similar to the website mission, we are now going to take a gander at their Facebook page. The page administrator does have the ability to limit the information a person sees when visiting their page, and you'll really be restricted if you're not a fan or have not liked that page. So this tactic may yield little results, but you have to take a peek anyway. You never know what you may find. I've heard some horror stories of competitors bashing other businesses publicly on their Facebook page. Even nastier, competing businesses have been known to report rival pages as inappropriate content on Facebook and have their page shut down. That means the page of the competitor shut down. Ouch. So if anything, check out your business, your rivals, or your competition's Facebook page and see what they're saying about you. Now, this is off the beaten path, kind of off script here, but in Facebook, you have the ability to select somebody's page and notify Facebook that you feel it's inappropriate, regardless of whether it is or isn't. Facebook is kind of one-sided that way. They'll perform an investigation, but if somebody wants to shut your page down for a few days, all they have to do is saying that you're posting some kind of spam or inappropriate content. Crappy part about doing business on social media, but still it's well worth their return on your investment. Okay, number 4, call. Have a few minutes of downtime, give a ring over to your competitor, and listen to the greeting you receive on the other end. Was it welcoming and warm, or was it gruff and not very friendly? These are the types of weaknesses you can harness and use in your advertising. Here's a headline example. Did you know that we're always smiling, even when we answer the phone? Have that little headline accompanied by a picture of an employee with a big cheesy grin on their face and the phone pressed tightly against their ear. While you have them on the phone, you should also consider asking them some product-specific questions. Put their knowledge to the test. If they have no clue what you're talking about, you can confidently smile and know that you are doing something right. But if their competitor, the guy that's answering the phone, is able to spat off a reply like they just memorized the product specs in the catalog, you might want to consider performing a little remedial training with your staff. And do it fast. Here we go. Number 5. Yes, I want you to cut their advertisements out of the paper. Cut their ads out from whatever publication you find and place them in a folder marked competitive research. If you really want to be on the Bent Business Honor Roll, separate those ads into 2 stacks. The ones that you and your staff like and the ones that you found to be ineffective. Now, the next time you go to design an ad for your business, take out that folder of competitive ads and make sure you're not about to launch a similar campaign to the ones that you found and place in the kind of what I like to call, quote, suck pile. Similar products, if your competitor's selling something similar to you, which probably makes them a competitor, they tend to produce similar benefits. There's a good chance that the benefits you are about to highlight in your advertising has been used in the past. And if the ad that promotes said benefit is lying in the crap or suck pile, you may want to do one or 2 things. Either recycle it and find a new way to, revamp it into something that you think is awesome, or flip the page over on your legal pad and start from scratch. Develop a brand new ad. I would try option 1 first. Find an ad that your competitor used that you liked and make it yours. It takes less time and you can just use kind of somewhat similar benefits. And this is me going off script. You can use similar benefits, but just make them even more awesome. Okay, so now that you have a better understanding of what it takes to do a little market and competitive research, I suggest you slap on your best tuxedo and go order yourself a vodka martini. But remember, it's shaken, not stirred. That's a little reference to our friend James Bond when I talk about how to be more like a spy. All right, so that's it. That was my blog post, Sam Walton Was A Spy, 5 ways to perform competitive research. I hope you guys understand that doing research on your competition is essential to business. Never ignore what your competition is doing. You may think they don't hold a candle to what your business can offer, but all it takes is for them to get lucky. It takes for them to offer one little benefit or highlight one little benefit that you're not, or have better customer service or a better phone presence, and you're going to be number 2 and they'll be number 1. That's just the way business goes, folks. It's cutthroat. So get out there and do a little research, and if you fail to do it and you're your competition crushes you, don't say that Andy, the marketing guy, didn't warn you. All right, as always, this is Andy, the marketing guy. You can find us, Bent Business Marketing is on Facebook, facebook.com/Bent Business Marketing. If you're into Twitter, go ahead and shoot us a tweet at BentBiz, that's BentBiz. And don't forget to check out, if you go to BentBusinessMarketing.com, top left-hand corner of our page, click on live event, and I hope you guys decide to sign up for our live marketing seminar, June 24th and 25th, both nights, from 6 to 8 p.m., located right here in good old Clinton, Iowa. It'll be held at the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce building. That's the old Armstrong building on the south end of 2nd Street in the large conference room. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give me a call at 815-441-2219. Again, that's 815-441-2219, or hit us up via email, andy@bentbusinessmarketing.com. I look forward to seeing you guys there in June. And as always, if you have any questions at all, regardless if it's about the live event or you just want to pick my brain, go ahead and give me a ring. I'm always stoked about helping out my fellow man. See ya.
If you want to hear more, be sure to subscribe and give us the thumbs up by leaving a comment below. As always, thanks for listening to the Bent Business Marketing Podcast. We're passionate about helping you succeed.